I bring you an information from a Swiss newspaper, an online media from Switzerland, and they talk about foreign affairs. Online quarrel reveals Swiss life of luxury of Cameroon's ruling family. The daughter of the president of Cameroon has been convicted in Geneva. The case sheds new light on the presidential family's unofficial second home in a Geneva hotel. This was on the 13th of May 2025 at 9 a.m. by Samantha Siegfried. Now, when Brenda Biya, the daughter of the Cameroonian president, was taken to court, the trial was held in Geneva. She had insulted the Cameroonian Nigerian singer Densia on social media, calling her a scammer, a dope dealer, and a little coke whore. The background to all this was a dispute over the authorization of beauty products. The singer sued the president's daughter, who was found guilty of defamation, slander, and insult. The journalist Francois Pillet, who also works for Swiss Info, reviewed the penal order on the online portal Gotham City. The case is more than a dispute between two public figures. It proves that the daughter of the Cameroonian president lives part-time in Geneva, Pillet says. Who foots the hotel bill? The public prosecutor's office was able to prove that Brenda Biya was staying in Geneva when she posted the messages on social media. It concluded from its questioning that the accused had long been a regular guest at the luxury Intercontinental Hotel, where a room is reserved for her all year round. Biya herself admitted, according to the penal order, that she had been traveling back and forth between Cameroon and Switzerland since the age of 12. This was long suspected to be the case and has now been confirmed, says Pillet, calling it a scandal. It can be assumed that the hotel stays are paid for from the Cameroonian state coffers, just like the Geneva visit of President Paul Biya, which have long been popularly known. Pillet was the co-author of a documentary by Swiss Public Television (RTS) in 2018 entitled Geneva, a Dictator's Paradise, which traced Paul Biya's visit to Geneva. According to the report, the Cameroonian president travels to Geneva by private jet at least twice a year to stay at the Intercontinental Hotel for several months. He does not travel alone, but with an entourage of around 60 people who occupy an entire floor. Paul Biya has been in power for over 40 years, and human rights organizations point to growing repression in the country. According to research by the Organized Crime and Corruption Reporting Project (OCCRP), between taking office in 1982 and 2018, he has spent around 4.5 years on private visits abroad, mainly in Geneva. In the process, he is reckoned to have spent at least 150 million Swiss franc, that is 177 million US dollars, with hotel stays amounting to some 40,000 Swiss francs a night. According to former employees of the hotel, he always pays for everything in cash and gives out generous tips. Given these sums, the state treasury is very unlikely to be spared, says Pillet. The president's luxurious stays in Switzerland have long been a thorn in the side of many Cameroonians. A Cameroonian journalist who wishes to remain anonymous for security reasons set on inquiry. It is unacceptable for the majority of the population that their president lives in the lap of luxury abroad, while his country is battered by economic crisis, food shortages, and internal conflict. In the journalist's mind, there is no doubt that the funds for Brenda Bia's hotel stays in Geneva also come from state coffers. It is unclear where the president's daughter is working at the moment, the journalist said. She refused to disclose any of her finances to the Geneva Public Prosecutor's Office. But although many Cameroonians suspect misuse of public money, precise information is hard to obtain, the journalist said. Press freedom in the country is severely curtailed. Several investigative journalists have been tortured or murdered in custody in recent years. At 92, Paul Biya is the oldest president in the world. He plans to stand for re-election in October. He has ruled Cameroon since 1982 amid accusations of electoral fraud, clientelism, and embezzlement. The country ranked 140th out of 180 in Transparency International's 2024 Corruption Perceptions Index. Political tensions have been escalating for several years. In the west of the country, separatists are demanding the independence of two mainly English-speaking regions. The conflict has claimed more than 6,500 lives so far, and the National Army is accused of massive human rights violations and war crimes. Protest movements against the long-time ruler have been growing, although public criticism in Cameroon is suppressed. Conflicts at home, luxury in Geneva. The Cameroonian diaspora, meanwhile, staged regular protests. Whenever Cameroonian exiles learn that the president has arrived in Geneva, they organize demonstrations in front of the Intercontinental Hotel. Among them is Francis Awudu, president of the English-speaking Cameroonian Society of Switzerland, who supports the separatist demands for independence. He accuses Switzerland of protecting a genocidal dictator. We demonstrators have repeatedly been intimidated and attacked by Bia's security detail, he says. Switzerland should denounce this. It is not the first time that the Bias have run into trouble with the law in Geneva. In 2019, 6 of the president's bodyguards were convicted of physically assaulting a journalist from Swiss public broadcaster RTS. In response, a group led by Awudu and Sylvain Devos, social democrat member of the Geneva Cantonal Parliament, launched a petition calling on the cantonal legislature to declare Paul Biya persona non grata in Geneva. In other words, the city should ban him from visiting and call on the federal government to do likewise countrywide. The petition was rejected by the center-right majority in the cantonal parliament. One member of parliament openly stated that Geneva could not afford to lose the Bias, Awudu says. He is convinced that the authorities are part of the problem. Meanwhile, Tevor says the regular presence of the Cameroonian president is a slap in the face for human rights defenders and an embarrassment for Geneva. Why do we continue to roll out the carpet for a dictator who breaks the law? When contacted on the matter, the Swiss Foreign Ministry stated that it does not comment on private visits by foreign heads of state to Switzerland. However, a head of state and their family members sojourning in Switzerland are subject to the same regulations as all other foreigners. The ministry further noted that international law grants heads of state immunity from jurisdiction even during private visits, but this does not generally apply to their family members. Presidential children thick on the ground. The president's daughter seems not to have reckoned with all this. The penalty order quotes an exchange of messages between the two women. In it, Brenda Biya claims she is not afraid of being sued and that her father has connections in Switzerland. In this case, at least, this did not help. Brenda Biya was sentenced to a monetary penalty of 60 daily units of 200 Swiss francs each, suspended for 3 years, and a 2,400 fine of Swiss franc. The defense lawyers for the plaintiff, Densia, spoke positively to Gotham City. We welcome the fact that the Swiss judiciary did not hesitate to punish the defendant despite her status as the daughter of the President of the Republic of Cameroon. Paul Biya is not the only foreign ruler who enjoys prolonged stays in Geneva. In recent years, cases have repeatedly emerged in which potentates have purchased entire villas on Lake Geneva. These include the clans of the former president of Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan, whose respective daughters have been the subject of investigation. This is the end of my article. Thank you, Ambazonians. I just thought it wise to bring this to your knowledge, and like how I don't read them, the information is very rich. Brenda Biya, of course, had to go down for her defamatory talks and all the like. And it will also bring your attention to the fact that our Comrade Francis Awudu, appeared in this article, meaning that the Ambazonian community, the Southern Cameroon's community in Switzerland, is doing a very great job. And this is what we encourage everywhere. Our people must be represented. We must defend our rights. And they stated there clearly that he stands for the independence of Southern Cameroon. This is a very good one and a marvelous job that even the media knows our stand. My dear Ambazonians, Paul Biya is feeding fat on the money of the resources of Southern Cameroon. For how many years? He has never declared how much is coming out from Sonara. It is only of recent that they started including the budget of petroleum that comes out from Southern Cameroon in La Republique, so-called whatsoever. You can even name it. You can name it. It is only of recent. They have been reaping from where they did not sow. That is why for them to leave Ambaland is going to take some time, but they will leave for sure. They will leave for sure. Thank you very much, Ambazonians. I will drop the full article again, so you can go through. You can read it anytime. If I was very fast, or if I didn't read well, or if you did not get some words well, please do well to check out this article on our WhatsApp channel. And don't forget to share as far as you can. Switzerland is not Kangaroo La Republique. So Brenda Biya, he don't collect. So thank you very much. And now so their entire family will collect. Now so we'll chase them. We'll continue to chase them until they come out of Ambaland. Freedom we seek, freedom we shall get. Shake no day, Ambana Hoha. Thank you.